What's up, everybody? This is Chris from Fast Cars Live. I wanted to take a few minutes and kind of give you a shop update of our own here with the Project JPS Camaro today. A couple things that I've learned over taking this thing apart that hopefully can help some people out. Going to show you today how to get the windshield wiper arms off the car and also the lower moldings. If you just know a little bit of information on it, it's really not that hard. It's a lot more difficult sounding than it really is. So take a couple minutes and let's just give you a quick look at the Project JPS Camaro. We got the new fuel line sitting up top we just got from Classic Industries. We're let's see, down here we got the new fuel tank underneath ready to go in. I don't know if any of you have seen, but all original interior in this guy. Deluxe houndstooth with a fold down rear seat. Motor's out. Trans is out. We're just starting to pull the front clip. We finally got the grill out, and we're gonna have someone take a look because it's been a little bit sad after having that the bumper hit on the driver's side there. We got the Stingray here as well. So give us a few minutes and we'll get all set up and we'll make this short and sweet, and hopefully it can help some of you out. Thanks. All right, before we get going, I wanted to show you the limited amount of tools that we'll need to get this job done. If you want to do a power drill with a screwdriver tip, that's great. Otherwise, all you really need is a screwdriver, a nice little set of body tools, which you can get at your local Harbor Freight or any other auto parts store. Usually have these plastic tools. They're much better than metal for not scratching up the paint, and they're a little bit more flexible so that you don't bend up your moldings. Some PB blaster is always good, and the magic tool here, the paint can opener, and I'll show you how that works when we get to the the windshield wiper arms. We're going to show you how to get those windshield wiper arms off, and here's the molding that we're talking about. This lower molding that is on the non-Rally Sport cars. The Rally Sport cars, the molding comes off in a similar way, but they're shaped a little bit different. So I'll get this set up and we'll get going. All right, so the first thing we need to do to get these moldings off is there's two Phillips head screws, one on each end of the molding. One right here on the outside of the molding and another down here in the back. Pretty easy. Usually those don't get stuck too bad. One. Two. And usually what I do is get a little bag and I put all my screws in the bag and label them so I don't lose them. These are pretty much just sheet metal screws, but it's good to have them. So the next thing you're going to want to do is there's a section, as you can see the molding runs all the way across the door, but it runs along the bottom. But there's a section right about here, from here, actually it might be right about here to the front and about the same to the back, where the molding is not attached to anything except for with those two screws. So the easiest thing to do is get your body tool, whichever one you prefer, and you're going to want to fish out underneath, and you'll be able to get the body tool underneath just far enough to kind of get it started. And I'll show you the molding once it comes off. But what you're going to want to do is just kind of get underneath the molding and start feeling and make sure that you're on just the stainless. You don't want to be behind the steel molding that's behind that holds it on, that the stainless clips to. So what you're going to want to do is start working the molding. That one fell off pretty quick, but actually I didn't put it all the way on because I thought it would be too difficult to show you. But as you can see, there's a molding right here, and the way this works is the top piece of the stainless actually goes over the top lip, and then you would push it down and it'll snap, and the bottom piece of this stainless will snap up underneath here, and that's what holds it on. So if you take your tool and work it, start here. See, here's the piece where the steel piece is on that grabs it. So if you can start somewhere between this screw and where this steel piece starts, and just get your body tool underneath and start lifting it, you can start working it off this edge. And as you work it off this edge, you'll just hold with your hand and make sure, you want to make sure that you're not pulling the molding or the steel piece that holds the stainless on. You don't want to be pulling and levering on that. You want to get right underneath and make sure that you're on the stainless and just kind of pry the stainless up. And as you pry it up and pull it across, you're going to work your way all the way down. Sometimes it's easier to lay underneath so that you can see it. Again, if you get a set of body tools like this, whichever one works that you can fit in there, just make sure you feel the bottom of the stainless and just kind of work your way all the way down until it comes off. Then the remainder of this is just another 5 sheet metal screws. So take 5 sheet metals off. Put them in your bag so they don't get lost. And here's your piece of steel that holds it on. So you can see there's a little channel. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little channel up at the top. So when this is mounted flat to the body, that little channel is exposed. And you can put the top piece of the stainless over that little channel and then snap it on the bottom. You'll also see the stainless has got a few little holes. I believe they're for drainage, but it's got a few little holes in the bottom, so if you're laying up underneath the car, you can look through that and kind of have a better idea of where your channel is that holds that stainless on. All right, off to the windshield wipers. All right, so after doing some research, there is a tool, and I'll put a picture up in the description, but there is a tool that you can buy, and it's pretty cheap, but I know most people don't think about it and don't probably have that tool in their garage when they're getting prepared to do this. So what I would recommend is get your PB blaster with your little straw on it, and what I did is the night before, you just bend the straw and you shove it up underneath so that you can get it up around the top. I don't know if you can see it that way. I'll try it this way. So you'll bend your straw this way so you can get it up around the top. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get it up around the top of the posts so the PB blaster has time to settle in around it and loosen anything up that's on there. I've seen a few people, or heard a few people say they just couldn't get it off and got frustrated and then ended up just cutting it to get it off. That's an option, but these have been on there that I know of without being removed since 1988, and it's been inside and outside. But this particular tool, this little pink can opener that a lot of you probably already have in your garage, the other thing you could do is just take an old small flathead screwdriver and bend the tip in a vise. But once you let the PB blaster sit for a little while, it actually makes it pretty easy. It's going to be a little bit of work, so don't get discouraged and don't just rip these things off. But basically what you do is you'll just hold the wiper arm, you'll put the little hook of the windshield of the paint can opener underneath and just kind of work back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and eventually it'll pull off. So you can see there's this little tab in here, right here. They say supposedly you're supposed to push that up and out of the way, but really it doesn't contact anything, so I don't think that that's really that big of a deal in order to get that off. So I think you don't have to worry about it. I didn't worry about it on these. I didn't damage anything, but as you can see, you know, it's got ridges on the inside and ridges that match the windshield wiper post, and you want to make sure that you're pulling straight off, because if you start twisting it and the post isn't free, you're going to strip those, and then you got a whole nother problem. So hopefully that is something that will help everybody out and save maybe a few minutes of their time when working on their first gen Camaro. But again, it's probably very similar to most early Chevy models in terms of getting that molding off, or any type of molding like that. There are other molding clips. Do a little bit of research, but as we keep going along on this Project JPS, I'll give you guys updates and show you the little tricks and things that I've learned, and unfortunately some of them are probably going to be the hard way, but hey, that's all about working on cars, and that's what makes it fun. We'll see you guys next time. Please give us a big thumbs up, please subscribe, and post some comments underneath and let us know what else you want to see, if there's anything in particular, and let us know how we're doing. Thanks very much. Talk to you next time.